Evening, everyone. I hope you're doing fine. This is Tooba Mirza. I'm the focal person and lead trainer and consultant from On-Time Training and Consultancy Services. In this event, we are going to speak with our senior delegate, Marios Fourlas. He's my personal favorite as well because of his
Thank you.
knowledge and skill set and vast experience. So we are going to speak with him about his PfMP journey. I would rather say about his fantastic PfMP journey and the lessons that he has learned during this journey. He has earned his PfMP credential on 16th of March. And he has not only earned it, but he has earned that with all 5 above target, which means that he just did awesome in his exam. This is the best score anyone could get in the PMI exam. So, of course, we are very happy about that, Marios. And of course, we are going to learn the secret behind that so that more and more people could get benefited from your experience. But before that, a brief introduction about the company and yourself, and then we will begin the conversation. On-Time Training and Consultancy Services that we term as OTTC. OTTC is a professional training and consultancy setup in the project, program, and portfolio management and governance domain. We follow the PMI standard and mindset in our training and mentoring and consultancy services. Accordingly, we offer the training, mentoring, and support for PMI credentials, including but not limited to PfMP, PgMP, PMP, RMP, CPP, and many other PMI services. We also do provide consultancy services and support in the project and program management domain, in the PMO services, in the PMO setup area, about project and program management, career advisory, interview preparation, and many other related services. So if you are interested in connecting with us about any of these services, feel free to reach out. I will share the communication details in the chat box during this conversation. Now, let's move to the actual agenda for today, which is how Marios earned the PfMP with 5 above target. So Marios, thank you very much for taking out time and join us in the session. I know that you are very, very busy in your job role and
No problem.
other professional commitment. So I'm very grateful that you showed your interest to speak with us. First of all, Marios, people would like to know a bit about your professional journey, your career, your achievements, and after that, we will begin the conversation about PfMP.
First of all, I would like to thank you very much. I would like to thank you very much for your kind words. I really appreciate. And also, I would like to thank very much all the entities today in this webinar. And for sure, we are going to discuss and share very valuable and insightful information. To introduce myself, I'm Marios Fourlas. I'm working as a construction project manager for Fresnet Middle East, based in Dubai, and the company specialized in the construction industry. So, yes, and today we are here regarding to discuss for this successful PfMP journey and share tips, advice, and any other kind of information required in order someone to be able to achieve this prestigious certification from his or from her side.
Thank you so much, Marios.
Welcome.
Marios, starting off with my first question. Why did you go for PfMP, or why one should go for PfMP? How PfMP is helpful in your professional career, or or however you think it is or it could be beneficial?
For sure, look, actually, to be honest with you, after achieving various certifications in the past from PMI, prestigious and very important certifications like PMP, ACP, SPA, etc., I decided to go for program management. That we had this cooperation together and coordination almost 1 year ago, that it was a very successful trip. And of course, I had always, let's say, the will and the dream to go one day for the PfMP. So after achieving the PgMP, I was very motivated and very excited in order to start this journey as soon as possible. So as you remember very well, last December, I took the final decision after also your consultation and advice to proceed with this certification. I was feeling also that I am ready to cope with this, let's say, complicated and difficult certification regarding the knowledge, experience, and all the requirements. So finally decided to prepare, sit for the exam, and achieve it and pass it successfully.
So, Marius, do you think that you are able to apply the learnings of PfMP in your job or in your professional career as well?
Of course, 100%. First of all the certifications from the PMI, and especially the PfMP that we are discussing now, let's say they guide you and they help you very much in order to apply all this knowledge in your practical career. And also, let's say, they help you very much in order to improve yourself, to become a better professional and apply gained knowledge and, let's say, new guidelines in the projects that you are managing and you are handling and the programs. And also, for sure, they enhance you and help you very much in order to become a better professional that, as I said, you are going to apply very important knowledge and very important skills in the projects and programs that you are handling. And of course, this is going, let's say, to help you as a professional and also the organization that you are working for in order to achieve better value and better results.
I agree. I totally agree. And at times, you're not really working as a portfolio manager, as a core portfolio manager in the organizations. You're probably working as a senior project manager or maybe as a program manager.
Yes,
Still, PfMP could be helpful to understand the organizational strategic alignment towards your initiatives, towards the projects or programs you are doing, or like better understanding the business perspective of your initiative or the delivery aspect of your initiative. The PfMP could be helpful. So not everybody gets a chance to work as a portfolio manager or as a hardcore portfolio manager in the organization, but still people go for PfMP because understanding the strategy, the governance aspect, the strategic KPI or OKRs for their projects and programs is equally important for the value delivery. Yeah. So,
of course, and not only this one, I would add also that generally it helps you very much in order to develop and adapt the mentality of the strategic thinking and strategic direction, which helps you very much in order to communicate with the senior executives. Because, of course, when you are in the position to coordinate and speak the same language with the senior executives, this helps you very much in order to place the guidelines and achieve the support required for you to implement, let's say, your practices and achieve the required results, either value or direction.
Yeah, value, direction, or strategy, and maybe vision or mission. Like everything is important at the portfolio level. Okay, so proceeding with the conversation, you are PPP certified by PMI, which means that you are PMP, PgMP, and PfMP certified, which is like a highly valuable skill set recognized at a global level. What benefits do you see being a PPP certified? Or maybe if I ask you this question in this way, that doing the certifications in the order like first PMP, then PgMP, and PfMP, what value do you see in acquiring the skill set in this manner?
Of course, first of all, you start with the first step, for example, or if you would like to set it in a different way, maybe someone wants to start like I started also in my journey almost 10 years ago. Maybe you can start with CAPM, for example, that it's, let's say, a simple certification and you can understand the spirit and the mentality of PMI. Later, you can proceed with the PMP, which is mostly for project management. And later, you will proceed with the program management and portfolio management. I would advise someone to go in this direction because it's step by step. So you can go from the simpler one to the more complicated one, for example. And definitely, you can understand all practices and guidelines stage by stage, for example. Of course, when you are dealing with project manager, PMP is very important. So, for example, PMP helps you understand many things related to project management. Later, of course, you are dealing with program management. You are handling more projects, programs, etc. So, of course, you will go for the program management. That program management, of course, is a combination of practical experience and knowledge. But, of course, it will help you again in order to understand many things and enable you to implement these things in practice. And of course, as you are progressing as a professional and you are dealing with more complicated projects, programs, and portfolios, for sure you will go for the most prestigious certification of PMI, which is the portfolio management. But on the other hand, this is also a matter of a personal quest. What you are looking for, how you want to develop professionally, personally, how you want to develop professionally in the future, for example, what you are looking for, how you see yourself as a professional after a couple of years. This is also a personal subject. But of course, from my point of view and from my side, I always believe that the more knowledge you gain and the more you invest in yourself, it helps you very much in order to adapt the spirit, the way of thinking and mentality in order to grow and face different situations that will help you and definitely your organization in the future.
I agree. And there is no such criteria or requirement defined by PMI as well that you need to be PMP to go for PgMP or you need to be PgMP and PMP to go for PfMP as well. For the same reason that this is like more of a personal choice and personal preference or professional preference, I would rather say, from the delegates. At times, people are not really interested to go for PMP or PgMP. They directly want to opt for PfMP. I have many such delegates who are directly starting off from PfMP and they are not really interested, or maybe they already have passed that career stage where PMP or PgMP is more relevant for them. So it's like more of a personal choice as long as you are fulfilling the eligibility criteria and you personally feel that this credential is going to be of value to your career profile or to your job or the role you are performing, then you can go for that. But yes, every credential offered by PMI has an eligibility criteria and you need to fulfill that. So in case of PfMP, the eligibility criteria says that you need to have a certain number of years of experience, which is minimum 8 or maximum, it's minimum 8 years of experience with a certain professional qualification. It could be 4 years of professional qualification or it could be a diploma or associate degree. With that, you need either 4 years of portfolio management experience, up to 7 years of experience, depending on your academic qualification. So if you have that relevant years of portfolio management experience and overall business experience and your qualification, academic qualification, of course, you would be eligible to go for PfMP. There is no such requirement of having a project management background or a program management background. But of course, that goes without saying that you need to have that understanding from your previous experiences, because portfolio management is only possible when you have a deep down understanding of project and program management. Okay, so moving forward,
and as you said, also it's also a matter of personal preference. As you said, for example, many professionals, they can go directly for the PfMP. Other professionals, they can go directly for PgMP. Others, they will go step by step, like me, for example. In the end, let's say it's a matter of personal preference. But of course, since you practice something in your on a daily basis, it's good also to go for this certification. For example, yes, you are a project manager, you will go for PMP. Maybe if you doubt the PMP, doubt going directly with PMP, maybe you can go first with CAPM, later with PMP, in order also to feel more confident. And then when you will have all this practical experience and knowledge, you will go for program management and definitely for portfolio management.
Right. Okay, so the question which is of interest to most of the participants in the group is, how much time did you actually take to prepare for the exam and what magic did you put in to earn all above targets in the exam? So yeah, anything that you would like to share?
Actually, to be honest with you, since, for example, I have passed many certifications previously, generally I know somehow the PMI mentality and what they are looking for in the certification exams, the mentality, which is related mostly to situational questions and practical experience questions rather than theory. And also, definitely, PMI is asking from you to have management mentality. To think, for example, like manager, depends on which level you are. For PfMP, we started together the preparation early January. So I took the exam around mid of March, only 2.5 months. But of course, definitely this one, it was an intensive period, meaning to say on daily basis, I was studying approximately 2 hours per day. Meaning to say that for such kind of very demanding certifications, it is very important to have discipline, to make a program and commit yourself that on daily basis, I'm going to devote this specific time as per your requirements in order to study and make sure that after, let's say, some period that I want, I'm going to take the exam and succeed, for example. So I took before the program management, which helped me very much in order, let's say, to understand from the exam point of view, senior level mentality for the test. And later, only in 2.5 months, we prepare together. And thank you very much, really, for your guidance, support, and all the help provided in this wonderful
If
journey of
I
2.5 months.
if I calculate it like more specifically, 2 hours per day for 2.5 months, so around
Yes,
130 to 150 hours of study you have done.
approximately,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, and you followed my provided study plan as it is. So,
Exactly,
so
yes.
my provided
Yes,
study plan says that the delegate needs to have at least 120 hours of study to
yes.
cover all the videos and mocks and slides, standard and everything that I provide. So yeah, tentatively you need like around 120 to 130 hours of study.
Approximately, yes.
Uh,
Approximately.
it could be 100 hours as well. It could be 80 hours as well. That also depends on your experience and exposure in the
Yes.
industry, in the portfolio management domain as well. But usually people cover everything that we provide and they do not miss on any important aspect of the study plan. So Marius went for 2 hours per day. Probably someone would else would say that I would like to like just complete it within 1 month by probably allocating 4 to 5 hours per day or like uh, maybe 20 hours per week or something like that. So that's totally your call to make. So this is how we offer this. We offer a very customizable and self-convenient model where we just offer you everything and we customize the plan as per your schedule and as per your availability. Right? But at the very least, one can safely, you know, plan for at least 100 to 120 hours of study to make it a success in the first attempt.
Yeah.
Okay. If I talk about the exam itself, when you went to the exam room, how was your experience in the exam room? Like, how did you manage time? How did you manage anxiety? How did you like exam is pretty tough. We are aware of the PMI exams. They are not easy. They
Yes.
are very tricky. They're very, very
Yes.
mind-boggling, I would say. And PfMP is the highest standard that PMI offers, and it's like the most elite one. So accordingly, the
Yes.
exam is, it's not easy. So how did you manage everything during those 4 hours? Anything that you would like to share about your exam experience?
Yes, yes, of course. Actually, to be honest with you, I was not that stressed having the previous experience from PMI exams. Because definitely by being stressed, it's not going to help you to think clearly during the exam. Because as I said before, PMI exams mostly they have situational questions, which are related, I would say, 75% to your practical experience and 125% from the book. So it's very important to have clear mind when you are going to face the questions and answer them. Very important. And also, I was feeling very confident because we did the preparation together. We worked very hard for this. And again, thank you very much for this. Really appreciate. So I was feeling very confident. I started the exam. Actually, there were many tricky questions, but the good preparation and the practical knowledge helped me very much in order to answer them. And although the exam is approximately 4 hours, I finished the exam in 3 hours. And then I saw that the results in all domains above target everything. So really, I was very happy, very satisfied, and very excited regarding this, for example, result. Because, for example, to achieve in such prestigious certification and so complicated, difficult, and demanding exam and test, such results, definitely you are feeling very happy and very proud for yourself.
So if
Because,
I
you know,
ask
also,
you, yeah, if I ask you that, because I know that exam, like
Mhm,
in the exam, apart from your knowledge and skill set, understanding of
mhm,
PMI mindset, time management is equally important. So what was your
of
time
course.
management strategy for those 170 questions in the 4 hours? Like, did you come up with anything like in first hour I'm going to do this much, then in the second hour at least this much? Like, did you have any such planning with you?
Actually, I would advise everyone, each and everyone that is going to take any PMI test, that should have test taker mentality, which means that you should practice many, many questions before you sit for the exam. Because from the continuous practice, you can train yourself in order to be able to think clearly, think fast, and answer the questions with confidence. For example, when you have practiced many questions, you have identified your weak areas. You have discussed with one mentor, very experienced and very valuable like you, all the weak areas, and you have clarified everything, and you are confident about the knowledge you gained during the preparation before the test, then definitely 100% when you sit for the exam, I'm sure that you are going to answer the questions very fast. So
Okay.
for me, it's very important practice many questions from pools provided, especially for PfMP, for example, from a mentor like you, that it's a very, let's say, very good pools of questions. Practice, see where are the weak areas, go back to the mentor, discuss, have some brainstorming, try to understand what is wrong, what is right, and later upon you see that you finish within time and you have minimum achievement of 75 to 80%, sit for the exam and 100% you are going to finish within time. So what I want to say is that I finished in 3 hours. I finished the questions and later, very fast, I had also 1 second round of review. Because while answering for exam, there were 10 questions that I was not pretty sure. So I marked these questions and later I came back very fast going and what do you think is correct? I choose these answers and later I finish the exam.
So the exam of 4 hours, you were able to do that in 3 hours, and you had 1 hour
Yes.
left for the review, which is wow. Because usually this is not the case.
Actually, I would say approximately 40 minutes for the review, approximately 40 minutes, because I will explain to you why. Because I was only concerned for these 10 questions that I marked. For all the others, during the first time, I was confident that they are correct. I had this kind of confidence, but again, this comes from two important factors: practice, 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 and combination with knowledge.
Okay. And you got that confidence because you did all the mocks provided by us, and you did
Of course,
you did that practice with time management as well, and you were
of course.
already confident that you would be able to pass the exam and you would not be confused in the exam because you did like a practice of around, I think, 2000 plus questions provided
Yes,
by us.
yes, correct,
Nice.
correct. And also, what helped me very much, it was our discussions where, because you know, PfMP, it's a, let's say, complex, it's a complicated certification and very demanding. Let's say some areas, maybe from the first or second time that you are going to study, are gray in your mind. So the guidance and support from a reliable mentor like you is very important and very valuable because it will help you understand deeply these topics, and this psychologically it's going to give you boost and confidence in order to sit for the exam and deal with it successfully.
Okay, which actually brings up the other question, and probably the audience would be interested in that as well, that how valuable or relevant the exam prep material provided by on-time training was, or how helpful my mentoring and my training was in your journey. First of all, you tell the audience that did you do everything as suggested by our study plan or by me as
Yes,
your mentor? You
yes,
did not do anything else for your
no,
preparation. And
no, no.
was our mocks helpful? And if yes, which mock did you find most helpful in the exam or most relevant in the exam?
Your mocks,
My mocks,
your
like
mocks were
the
your
ones
mocks were the best.
the ones available
Your mocks
on
were the
the
best.
Udemy as well.
Yes,
Those were
the
okay.
more the more relevant during the exam. After sitting for the exam and passing it successfully, I found that your mocks were the most relevant, and congratulations for this one because really you have done an excellent job. Actually, I want to say something. Generally, when someone sits for PMI certifications, outside there are many resources, but if you study so many resources, you are going to lose valuable time, and also maybe sometimes you are going to confuse your mind. This is why, upon working with you on program management, and I saw that really your resources and your plan are excellent, I practice the same for the portfolio management and helped me very much because especially I truly believe that for such kind of certifications, you need to have a rigid and very stable study plan, work with a mentor, go and give the exam. Because if you study too much and also you study from so many resources, then more confusion will come to your mind, and this is not good, for example. That's why, at least for the program management and portfolio management, my personal advice is that to someone, work with a good and reliable mentor, for example, Tooba, follow the plan, have a specific strategy, have discipline, and the successful results will come 100%.
And you also believe that, of course, the prep material is super important. Having a roadmap is also very important. But the discussions and the relevant conversation with your mentor is also very important,
Yes.
because at times there is a lot of context associated with the concepts, and like probably a single line written in the standard has a lot of different meanings that probably you yourself is not able to understand, and you probably need someone who could explain that to you. So do you
Yes,
also
yes.
think that mentor could be helpful in that aspect as well, that where you are struggling, where you are stuck, where your morale is down, where your motivational level is low, the mentor is going to jump in and they are going to keep you on track?
100%.
So
$100.
I could recall those conversations, not really for PfMP, because by the time you were into PfMP journey, you were already pretty much aware of the PMI mindset. But during the PgMP journey with you, I can recall our conversations and the detailed
Yes,
discussions and the different arguments as well that we used to have during the discussion. Those are good actually, because that help you in clearing up and opening your mind and understanding the differences of the things and processes that you do in the real life programs and portfolios versus what the standard usually suggests. So bridging that gap is important, very, very important. And that's a real
of
struggle
course.
when you are learning a new standard. That's the biggest struggle, that you need to connect your real life experiences to the best practices and the standard. And at times things are not making sense to you because you're not able to relate to it. But you need to understand that how standard, like why standard is suggesting that particular process or ways of working
Yes.
as a best practice. So yeah, mentor could be very helpful in understanding those aspects from the PMI perspective, from or from
Of
any
course.
other. body perspective. Okay,
100%.
one other. So basically, if I divide this credential into two main areas, one area is the exam, and the other very important area is the application process
Yes.
for your eligibility evaluation and to make you eligible for the exam. And that process is equally comprehensive. It's as comprehensive
Yes.
as the exam is. So it's not only about the exam, as many would wrongly or mistakenly think about it, that it's only the exam that we need to focus on. You need to equally focus on making yourself eligible for that credential as well. And that's the application process. Or in other words, like you need to provide certain experience summaries about your experience and your exposure in the portfolio management domain, and writing that in the PMI way. So that's a very subjective and very, I would say, complex process. And most of the people are not able to get that when they try to do that by themselves. So how easy or difficult that process was in your case?
Actually, to be honest with you, if you remember almost 1 year ago when we started PgMP and I was studying that time, I was very excited to go for the exam. And you told me, Marios, have some patience because the application is the first important step. Once the application is successful, 50% you are there. So this is my advice to each and everyone. For example, sometimes I am receiving some messages in LinkedIn from aspirants that they are willing to give the exam for program management or portfolio management, and they are asking me for the exam. So directly I say to them, please go first with the application, work on the application to understand the initial requirements and demands, be successful on the application, and then start preparing for the actual exam. And for me, and for the program management, and lately for the portfolio management, it was very important to work with you because you are a very experienced, charismatic, and reliable mentor that guided me very much in order to set up and prepare properly the application. Because the application is something that it's being reviewed, and then the committee understands either he understands that you are suitable and you have the experience in order to sit for the exam. Let's say it's the first view of your skills, of your experience, something that is going to be reviewed. So upon the successful passing of the submission and passing of the application, you are 50% there. Then you have very good morale, you feel big motivation, and you have different mentality in order to sit and study to pass the exam successfully, because you say already the 50% is done, I'm near, I feel very motivated, now I will sit, I will have my plan, I will stick to it, I will study, I will discuss with my mentor, I will deal with the exam, I will pass it.
Yeah. And to those who are new to all of this and they are still exploring this credential, let me very quickly inform them about the application process. So application process for PfMP is it's two-level process. And there's one application that you compile and you submit to PMI over their website, and that same application actually passes through two levels of approval. And the first level of approval is termed as application completeness review, in which your portfolio summaries are reviewed and they are evaluated. And if you pass that review, then you are expected to pay the credential fee. And after that, the same application would go for panel review, which is a more comprehensive and more, I would say, more detailed review of your summaries, where your domain experience summaries, those 5 domains or areas in which PMI has divided the portfolio management, strategy, governance, performance, risk, and communication, in which you by answering certain questions to PMI, you will be portraying your exposure in these 5 key domain areas of portfolio management. for your real life portfolio experiences. So those are actually reviewed and evaluated and studied by a panel of senior delegates nominated by PMI. That may take up to 2 calendar months as well. Usually it doesn't take that long, but as per the process, it can take that long as well. And after that is done, then you are ready to go for your exam. The eligibility period is 1 year long, and within that 1 year, you can attempt for your exam anytime. So this is how the application process is. Usually the process is difficult for most of the delegates. And so I personally suggest that maybe you are okay to go for exam preparation by yourself, but at the very least, consult an expert or a mentor for your application readiness and approval process. Because if your approval is stuck with PMI, then that may take like a couple of months as well. So yeah, that's a very honest suggestion to those who are considering, and that applies to PgMP as well. So to both PgMP and PfMP application approval process is more or less the same. Okay. Yeah. So Marius, you tell your opinion about return on investment or payback on these credentials. So do you think that we invest in these credentials or on our professional growth for material gains? Or do you believe that no, we learn and we continuously improve ourselves, not only for financial gains, but there is like a lot of intangible aspects associated with that as well? Or like why should people invest in these credentials, especially PgMP and PfMP?
Because first of all, it's a personal investment. They help you very much in order to cultivate and adapt the mentality that will help you grow in your professional environment. Of course, if you have, let's say, the mentality to progress as a professional and develop yourself in order in the future, let's say, to go in higher levels of management or executive level, etc., I would say that such kind of certifications are must. Not only to have them, but also by gaining these certifications, they help you very much to acquire knowledge that you can implement and develop on your daily professional life. And for sure, you can bring value to the environment that you are working. So for sure, I would advise to someone that, okay, for sure, you need to invest a good amount of money, but for such kind of certifications that are highly evaluated and very prestigious, it's worth 100%. For sure, you are going now to invest in something, but I'm definitely sure that 100% after some time, all this investment will come back to you in multiple times.
I also believe the same, that I mean, these credentials, like they are not going to do any magic to your profile, that today you are the credential and the very next day you are going to get a promotion or a salary raise or something like that. Maybe if you are going to be lucky enough, this could happen as well. But that's not the real expectation to go for these credentials. Like one go for credentials or any like learning any standards or best practices. It could be PMI, it could be any other like global standards as well, to make yourself better and better and more market competitive and more visible in your organization, outside your organization, in your region, at a global scale. So that's the purpose of doing these credentials or continuous improvement in journal. And in my humble opinion, intangible benefits are more worthy than the tangible one, in a way that if you are probably making yourself more market competitive or more trustworthy, or you are making your own brand, or you are establishing your own brand with all of this, with all of this knowledge base and different certifications and different skill set, then at the end of the day, you are going to get highlighted. You are going to stand out in the crowd.
You are
And
becoming,
yeah,
actually, you are becoming a valuable asset. For example, many times I see discussions that, for example, many people say if I get this certification, I will be promoted, I will get higher salary. The certification itself will not promote you and will not give you higher salary, but the knowledge that you are going to acquire and later the practices that you are going to implement by having these knowledges and by bringing revenues and real value to your organization are the ones that will be appreciated from the organization and will give you more opportunities in the future in order to grow in higher professional levels, have a better salary, and all these things. So that's why I always believe in order to be ready for the next steps, you should be qualified and also be ready and prepared by having all this theoretical knowledge, but at the same time combined with the practical experience and the hard work that you are going to do in order to implement all these things.
I totally agree with you. This is how I think as well. But of course, different people
Yeah.
can have their own perspective and they have
Yeah.
their own theories as well. And we are not disagreeing with anyone. Of course,
Exactly. Yeah.
whatever your reason is to go for this credential, you should be sticking to that as well. That's totally fine. However, whichever reason you are going for, make sure that you make this journey a really valuable one, because this is a
Yes.
huge investment of time, effort, money. You prioritize a lot of things for a couple of months.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the outcomes and the benefits should be worthwhile or should be long lasting.
Yeah.
That's the
Exactly.
point of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is a very insightful and useful conversation, Marius. In the end, would you
Thank
like to
you.
advise anything to the aspirants, PfMP aspirants, or the future portfolio managers? Any word of advice?
Jed, keep it up. Go for this certificate. If you are thinking for it, go 100%. I remember almost 1 year ago, I was very hesitant to go for the PgMP. So later, after our discussion, your advice and the motivation that I got, I went for this certification. I passed it successfully. Later, I got very motivated for portfolio manager. I passed the portfolio management. I passed it successfully. So for sure, if you are thinking of it and you believe deep inside you that you want to go and you will succeed 100%. Because the first important step is to want to go for this certification because the difficulties are there. The time that you need to dedicate and invest is there and all the efforts. So the most important thing is to want to go for it and really be excited about this step. So if someone thinks about it, yes, of course, it's an investment. You need to pay some money, which is an important amount to go for it. But later, you are establishing your status and yourself in a different level.
Right.
I think you understand what I want to say for sure, because of course it's a very different thing to have a prestigious certification that not that many individuals have it worldwide. And definitely it's something that makes you feel very proud, very happy, and very satisfied.
Correct. And I would also like to add that before going for the prestigious credentials like PgMP or PfMP, make sure that you do your 100% research on it to ensure that this credential is relevant for you. Because if I talk about PfMP is it's a very high class or elite credential. Only at a global level, the total number of PfMP certified professionals are not even 2,500. Like the number is less
Yeah.
than 2.5K. So you need to have a very good reasoning to go for it, or the very good relevancy to go for it. And once you are clear and once you are sure that this credential is for you, then don't delay it. Don't
Yeah,
procrastinate it. Don't sit on it. Just go for it. Right? And how to go for it? What are the necessary steps? So what are the do's and don'ts? We have already discussed in this conversation with Marios. Thank you very much, Marios, for your time and for
of course, and
this. Yeah.
also just to add something in what you said, for example, from your professional journey and your daily work, you will understand, from example, from the situations that you are dealing with on daily basis, that of course also you are ready for this kind of certifications. Because of course you are reaching a higher level, so also certification wise, you are ready to go for such prestigious certifications. And I would like also, again, one more time, to thank you very much. It was a wonderful trip. Really, this journey was really very good. And thank you very much for all the guidance, support, and help during this period. I want to say that without your help and support and guidance, I wouldn't have succeeded in both certifications, 100%. And really, thank you very much for this one.
Thank you so much,
And from
Marios.
personal experience, I would like to say that you are one of the best in the market. So I
Thank you so
recommend
much.
100%.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
too.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
really.
Okay, so maybe we would have some queries or questions from the audience. If anybody would like to ask Marios or myself anything about PfMP, about the exam, about the format, or about the application process, you guys are more than welcome. We have like around 10 minutes remaining. You can unmute yourself and ask. You can place your questions in the comment box as well. And if there are no questions, then probably we can wrap up the session. Thank you so much, Ravi, for attending and for sharing your feedback. Anybody would like anything from Marios or from myself? I think audience is good. But nobody really has a question. Okay, yeah, I have
No
received
problem.
one question. No, I have received actually one question, Marius. So
Mhm.
the question is about which mocks did you find more relevant, or I mean, one other part of like one other aspect of this question is that uh, is the practice available like provided by on-time training more than enough to learn and pass the exam? I think we have
For
talked
me,
about
the
it,
most
but yeah, yeah.
for me the most helpful mock exams that I found it was your exams from Udemy.
Okay.
Very well organized, very well prepared, and also the most relevant at the time that I took the exam, which is almost 1 month ago.
Okay, great. But
And
overall, yeah,
no
yeah,
doubt that they have such high reviews in Udemy. No doubt.
yeah,
Almost
yeah.
five, almost 5 to 5, really, and many, many reviews, really. No doubt about this one.
Yeah.
Excellent material.
Okay. So, but the overall compilation of marks that we have provided is good enough to learn and pass the exam.
More than enough, more than enough. If someone studies the exams provided by on-time consultancy, will I totally believe that will pass the exams and also with very good results.
Okay, great. Okay, so I think we are good. That was the only question that we received from the audience. So thank you again, Marius, to take out time and to share your like the insight from your journey and how you made it so successful. Uh, um, Maybe audience would also want to know that what's your next step? What's the next thing in line that you are planning for after PfMP?
We will see. For the time being, I'm not thinking about something, but definitely in the future, I will think something about it.
So
For the time being,
for the timing, you're just planning to implement all of that you have learned in
exactly.
those. Great, great,
Certification-wise, I would like to take a break for the time being, and definitely all this knowledge gained to apply it and practice it in my professional environment and
great,
daily
great.
work.
Great. Good luck with that, and take care of yourself, Marios. We will meet
Thank you so
soon
much.
with maybe a different success story. Till then, everybody take care of yourself, and goodbye. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Likewise, and I would like to thank everyone for attending this webinar today. I really thank you all.
Yeah, we are
Thank you
grateful
Tooba.
to all
Thank
of
you so
you
much.
to attend this event. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you.